Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and opt-outs. So, around the world, many data privacy regulations are trying to make sure that people have choice in being able to decide when they want to remove themselves from a service or if they want to limit kind of data sharing or data gathering about them with certain things that they use on services. One big difference, I would say, with the U.S. and maybe other jurisdictions like the EU, for example, the EU is trying to make it easier for people to opt out of services or different things like marketing. So the EU is championing things around making it as easy to opt out of things as it is to opt in. Now, in the U.S. is very different, where a lot of these laws aren't calling for companies to make opting out easy, and as a result, a lot of them do not make it easy. So individuals, for example, let's say you're on a service, maybe they do marketing, you may request for things to be opted out of. It may not opt out immediately. You may have to make multiple requests. It may be difficult, something people are calling deceptive design, where it is hard for people to find the places where they can either opt out or, for example, like canceling a service. A company's making that really difficult. I think there was an article I read recently about a journalist who was trying to opt out of an ad using AdSense, and he said he had to try 27 times to opt out and still was not successful in opting out of certain ads that he was being shown on websites. I think that this is kind of a ripe area where, especially as we see in the U.S., a lot of states trying to pass privacy laws, they may want to take up this issue around making it as easy to opt out of things as it is to opt in. I will say that opting out or let's say having companies do things like data deletions are probably some of the most difficult things the companies have to do because a lot of technologies are made to remember and not forget. So some companies, whether they do it manually or some other process, it may take them longer to do that. But I think the way of the future will be, first of all, giving people service in a way that makes them not want to leave your service, but if they do want to leave your service or they do want to opt out, I think that there are tools and techniques and things that we can implement even in policy to make it incumbent upon companies to make it as easy to opt out of things as it is to opt in. That's it. Thank you.